fighting with steel. Kill all of them, their blood is our seal. Fight till the last of the enemy is dead. Ride through their blood that we badly have shed. Now issue the call. Are you ready to fight?
Hello everyone, welcome back to Ryan Reacts. This episode of Death Battle will pit Beast from the X-Men versus Goliath from Gargoyles. To make my prediction for this, it basically comes down to what version of Beast they use, but since they seem to want to go through everything, all variations, I'm going to have to go with Beast. If it had been more original, old-school Beast, then I would say Goliath, but new Beast, I think he'd have the edge against Goliath. In fact, I'm actually going to make a prediction that he managed to figure out some way to harness solar energy or use the sun against Goliath, turn him to stone, and at which point he becomes easy pickings. That's my guess. So let's get this show started in 3, 2, 1, play. Alright. I still love the intro for this show.
Some of the greatest heroes of all are shunned by the very people they continue to protect.
Basically the worst deal ever.
Like Beast, the blue genius of the X-Men.
And Goliath, the gargoyle who gives new meaning to the phrase tough as stone. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Wait, Beast? I gotta
Mutation,
look that up.
the key to evolution. The process is slow, normally taking thousands of years. But every few hundred millennia, evolution leaps forward.
If that means we're all eventually gonna transform into blue hairy monkey men, count me out.
Feared by
Boomstick will
most
be
normal
yellow.
people, mutants generally begin to show signs of their uniqueness around puberty. Not so for Hank McCoy.
Yeah, the instant he popped out, it was pretty clear that something was different about him. Namely the giant monkey hands and feet. Whew, that must have been rough on the way out. He better give dear old mom double the presents on Mother's Day.
That's interesting.
Though Hank successfully hid his mutation from the world throughout his adolescent life, he was eventually discovered.
He's got
and
big hands
shunned.
and feet.
Constantly
Destroy
harassed
him.
and eventually kicked out of his own school, he was left to wallow in loneliness.
Until good old Wheels showed up and offered him a place on the
original
mutant
5.
group known as the X-Men. Hank took
wish they
on the
would've used
nickname
that
that
in
was
the X-Men
previously
original
used to
X-Men
degrade him and
movie
transformed
instead,
it
just
into
'cause
something new.
continuity.
His code name, the Beast. As an X-Man, Beast became an integral member of this uncanny team. His superhuman strength, speed, and durability let him go toe-to-toe with baddies like the immovable Blob and Kraven the Hunter.
But Beast was a genius, like yours truly, and quickly completed his doctoral studies. Eventually leaving the X-Men, he became a leading researcher in mutant genetics. Desperate to cure the mutant phenomenon, Beast developed a serum which he theorized would temporarily counteract the mutated genes in his body.
Except it kind of did the opposite. Poor guy, now he truly was a beast. His transformation wasn't all bad though. Fuzzy Beast could now lift over 10 tons, run over 40 miles per hour, and jump over 25 feet in the air.
He also had a wicked
Nice.
healing factor which made him essentially bulletproof. But this was nerfed dramatically from healing instantaneously to over a couple of hours when Quasimodo's experiments turned him blue.
Now
For
we
a
got the more
scientific
cat-like
genius, he
version
never
of
did quite
himself.
figure out how to turn back to his old self. I mean, he's been able to turn into a Catman, a Horseman, Blue Kelsey Grammer, and even Sasquatch. Somehow, he always
That was
ends
a
up as
terrible,
his
terrible
classic Blue Ape
iteration of
self.
Beast.
Now unable to hide in plain
my
sight,
opinion.
Beast had little choice but to return to the X-Men as a teacher and a leader.
As my research makes evident, it is possible to enhance the intelligence of mollusca cephalopoda, such as the squid, to the same level as that of the average human. Even a little above average. I'm afraid I must leave early, so I'll hand you over to my new teaching assistant, Mr. Cephalopod.
Hold on, everyone. Now, where were we? Yes, the neurological aspects of cognitive intelligence. Were
that's
there any
amazing.
questions?
Great if I could have it.
Beast isn't
Got by
just a
squid.
genius, he's also a ridiculously strong fighter. He has survived hits from the Juggernaut, smashed open a tank with his bare fists, hit the ground with a punch so hard he created an earth-shattering shockwave, and lifted a solid gold oak tree.
A cubic foot of gold weighs approximately 1 ton. Comparing the diameter of the tree to Hank's height, it's reasonable to believe that this golden tree weighs at least 60 tons.
I was
Or a
wondering
shit
what the
ton, to
exact
be
weight
precise.
of a shit ton was.
Despite his athletic skill and enormous strength, Beast is a pacifist, preferring diplomacy over
Turns out it's more than a
fisticuffs.
regular ton
He is
or a
rarely
metric ton.
eager to enter a fight. In combat, he usually relies on his teammates to throw punches while he holds back to come up with game-winning strategies using his brilliant mind. Like the time he figured out how to use Juggernaut's own bulk against him.
As Archimedes said when he discovered the principle of displacement, Eureka.
But when he gets angry, he'll enter a rage which makes him so uncontrollably fierce, he's a danger even to his closest friends. Literally unleashing the beast within.
Beast's monstrous appearance remained a permanent part of his life. He was never truly accepted by society, and even had to leave the woman he loved for fear she would become a target of mutant haters.
But if he could have his way, he would spend his days hanging from the ceiling with a nice cup of tea reading Shakespeare. But we don't always get what we want, so he'll have to settle for kicking ass.
With faint heart, averted feet, and many a tear, in our opposed path to persevere. A minor poet for a minor obstacle.
Okay. I missed that song.
1,000 years ago, superstition and the sword ruled. It was a time of darkness. It was a world of fear.
Well, not really.
It was the age of gargoyles.
And badass cartoon intros.
Stone by day, warriors by night, gargoyles used to be common throughout the world. Like the stone statues they inspired, gargoyles were known as protectors. Guarding their home and those inside was always their top priority.
It's not every day your garden statue is also your top-billed bodyguard. Otherwise, I'd have a shitload more lawn gnomes.
In
I
the
don't
year
know if I'd want any lawn
994
gnomes, even if they
AD,
did
a
come to
clan
life
of
in the
gargoyles
venue.
formed a symbiotic relationship with the humans
annoying.
of a Scottish castle. Using their superhuman strength, keen senses, and warrior spirit, the gargoyles defended the castle from invaders at night. In return, their human allies would watch over them during the day when they are most vulnerable, as gargoyles turn to solid stone in daylight.
The gargoyles were led by Goliath, a creature with a voice so sexy it makes humans turn to stone. If you know what I'm saying.
You are trespassing.
It definitely sounds like Jonathan Frakes. But I
Unfortunately,
know
due to their
Frakes
beastly
voiced,
appearance, Goliath's clan eventually faced unjust prejudice from the
Rich
very
asshole human,
humans
I forget
under
his
their
name.
protection.
We are most seriously
But I
displeased
suppose he could be
to
voicing-
allow
voicing
beasts in
both.
the dining hall.
These are unnatural creatures. No good can come from associating with
Yeah,
them.
you're willing to
If
associate
that
when it
wasn't
comes
bad
to
enough,
protecting your
Goliath
castle,
was
you
betrayed by his
fucktards.
closest human friend, causing nearly his entire clan to be smashed to bits. Then the few that did survive were magically sealed in stone forever by a misinformed wizard. Talk about a shitty Monday.
Sealed in stone forever, or until one very specific, seemingly impossible criteria was met.
The terms of the spell were that they would sleep until the castle rises above the clouds.
And when he says above the clouds, he means it literally. So, stone they remained for 1,000 years until in 1994.
Some billionaire with a name that sounds like an antidepressant just happened to be crazy enough to try something.
Xanatos. There we
Xanatos
go.
moved every last stone of the ancient castle to the top of his New York skyscraper, which happened to poke above the clouds.
The cost of which must
Now
have
that
been
I see his face, I can put
astronomical.
the name.
Don't disappoint me.
I love the fact that the guy's so rich he can move an entire castle across the ocean and put it on top of the skyscraper just for whim. Just to see if it works. So I can imagine in the real
The
world,
curse was
you
broken.
get a whole
The
lot of shit for
gargoyles
that.
awoke once again, and Goliath was tasked with leading his clan into the modern world. Despite being completely out of his element, Goliath adapted surprisingly fast.
You mean he was texting and watching cat videos in no time?
No, this was the 90s.
Oh, so he wore crazy colored clothing and used nonsensical description words like bodacious, radical, or...
Jalapeno.
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 Jalapeno. Jalapeno. Jalapeno. Jalapeno. Jalapeno.
Damn it.
Turns out Goliath was naturally suited to traverse the broad expanse of the city with his enormous wings. Though to be clear, Goliath insists that he can't fly, only glide on the wind.
Which I insist is bullshit. What else would you call what's happening right here other than friggin' flying?
Regardless of wind direction and speed, it seems Goliath has no trouble gliding wherever he wants to go. He only has issue taking off from the ground, requiring an elevated point to start from.
Good thing he can scale giant skyscrapers from ground level without breaking a sweat. Goliath is strong enough to lift a car, create a small earthquake, and tear through steel with his bare claws, like it was wet paper.
He's fast enough to keep pace with foes who use rocket-powered flight, and he's tough enough to survive a fall over 100 feet.
He was even able to keep gliding after being shot by a Nazi plane's machine gun while fighting in World War II. He traveled through time. It was weird.
But it was
Goliath
fun.
may look like a brutal monster, and he certainly can be when he goes into a rage. However, he's actually rather clever and wise. He was able to outsmart Oberon, who is practically an all-powerful magical god. And when Goliath's not leading his clan into battle or struggling to have a relationship with a human detective,
Boundaries!
he's usually holed up in his castle's library, reading.
Wise and powerful, Goliath is a true force of nature. For 12 hours of the day.
Right, the other
Yeah, this is
12,
gonna be
he's
what,
a
allows,
motionless stone
Beast to
statue,
win, I think.
making him a pretty easy target. Even when he's awake, Goliath often puts himself in danger for the sake of others, regardless of the risk.
Hey, he's managed to survive for over 1,000 years, and believe me when I say, you do not want to be on this gargoyle's bad side.
Lots of people have.
My name is Goliath, and I belong to no one.
They're not around anymore.
Whining. A gargoyle doesn't whine. He roars!
All right,
that
the
show.
combatants are set. Let's end this
I'm sure I
debate
missed
once
both
and
of
for
those
all.
shows.
It's time for a death battle!
Actually, I missed the entire Disney lineup in those days. Gargoyles and Darkwing Duck and Chip and Dale and... Well, I guess those are the three good ones that I can remember. Gummy Bears was kind of meh. Okay, that didn't go the way I thought
They
it
never
would.
show you that shit on 90s cartoons.
Beast and Goliath were pretty even in terms of strength and speed, making this more so a battle of wit and experience. Beast was always more of a team player, preferring not
That's
to fight
true.
directly unless absolutely necessary.
And since Goliath spent decades defending his ancient castle in New York from Vikings, thugs, magic beings, and ghosts, his combat experience trumped Beast's.
Also, be careful not to misinterpret Beast's golden tree feat. While it might sound far more impressive than anything Goliath has done, Beast did not actually lift the whole 60-plus ton tree off the ground. It's nothing surpassing his usual feats.
Hey, one time Goliath got nailed in the back by an anti-aircraft round.
Yeah.
That's right, Goliath got shot by a gun designed to destroy airplanes, got back up and dropped a radio tower on the fools that tried it.
And Beast didn't wait until sunrise for an advantage for two reasons. One, he didn't know what would happen because gargoyles in his universe don't share the stone by day rule. And second, Beast isn't tough enough to stand against Goliath for 12 hours straight. Finally,
Why not?
Beast has fought
Just
somebody
what
similar to
everybody else
Goliath
is,
named
right?
Griffin, and only survived the
Right?
fight due to his
12
fellow
hours against
X-Men
Goliath
Angel's
is
help.
nothing.
In the end, Beast just didn't have the heart to keep up with the gargoyle.
The winner is
Well
Goliath.
done, sir. Okay, what's up
Next
next?
time on Death Battle.
Come on, come on, come on. Stop teasing. Oh.
It's showtime.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. I'm Ben, I play Wiz.
And I'm Chad, and I play Boomstick.
And next time on Death Battle, Solid Snake.
We've had Snake requested over and over and over again for years, and actually a few different possible matchups. But if you guys want to see who he's fighting, make sure you go follow us on our social media. That's at ScrewAttack on Twitter or Facebook.com/official SA, because we'll be announcing his combatant very soon.
But in the meantime, be sure to check out the latest Game Over Thinker and the latest Desk of Death Battle, which is all about how Tony Stark's brain tumor once saved the world.
It's absolutely ridiculous. You need to go watch it. Thank you guys so much for watching Death Battle. We hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, make sure you click like, subscribe, and tell your friends about it.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Later.
Alright, well that Death Battle was very entertaining. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed I didn't talk as much in this one. I was listening to Beast just because I like Beast and I like hearing people talk about Beast, and Beast is awesome. I like Goliath too. I like the gargoyles. I didn't realize how much I missed it until I saw this. Those were some good old days. I'm thinking about doing something about that in my channel here and kind of just doing commentary like the pilots of some of those old shows and see how they hold up. I'm not sure if that's entertaining or interesting at all, but yeah, that's about it for this. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Consider helping me on Patreon. Link is down below. Also, I'm going to put the link to the original Death Battle down there as well. If you want to give the guys there a shout out and give them some love and some thumbs up and whatnot, please do that as well. Nothing to say beyond that, except, as always, have a nice day.